Peace. Peace. Peace.
All right, for those that don't know me, I'm Estee. All right, I just wanted to share a little story of my own that I had with the police, and basically what had happened afterwards, which was nothing, except me ended up having to go through the system. I was a victim of police brutality in Revere. I was walking down the street after a house party, and I was just going to the store to get myself some refreshments, and just do my thing, just be an American in America. You know what I'm saying? And apparently, the police officers that happened to be patrolling the area at that time, they didn't like my flow. You know what I'm saying? They may have not liked the way that I looked. So I happened to be on the phone with a brother of mine, and he can even tell you the only thing he heard was up against the wall, and me calmly saying, bro, I'm gonna have to call you back. Alright, now at that point, when they had came and asked us to get against the wall, there was guns drawn, there was no answers for questions. What's going on? We're asking what's going on, what's happening, nothing. Get against the wall. We're being called racial terms. At that point, I guess they didn't know that I was a so-called Hispanic, so they was calling me a nigger. Alright, now these are police. These are people that are supposed to be protecting me. Mind you, it was in a Shirley Ave area, so for police that are calling somebody racial terms in an area that is predominantly occupied by people of color, it's ridiculous. Alright? And that's how situations like these happen, because what had happened was the police had taken me in to the police station. They didn't like my mouth. Alright? They didn't like my mouth because they weren't giving me any answers, and I was trying to get answers. They beat me down while I was handcuffed by one arm to a railing like cowards. They beat me down, and when I laughed and said, "You're still a bitch," they charged me with assault and battery on a police officer. They charged me with threats to rape and murder families. They charged me, and you know what the best part is? When I went to court, they brought me to the Chelsea court, there was a so-called Hispanic judge, and she was a female judge, and she was looking at me like, oh boy. She was looking at me when they was reading that report. She was like, look what you doing to our name. In the meantime, this is all a fairy tale that the cops invented, because why? Because they got their feelings hurt. And how did they get their feelings hurt? By somebody not bowing down to them. And what happens is, when you don't bow down to these people, you express to these people that you have a knowledge.
Yeah, right.
A knowledge of where we are, okay? And our rights here. And our rights here. This Constitution, although there's a little bit of controversy as far as who that Constitution protects, all right? It's supposed to represent our protection. People that are Americans. I was born here. So for me, for me to be beat up by the police that are supposed to be protecting me, I'm supposed to grow up to want to be a police officer? How many kids right now seeing situations like this, you think we all grow up to be a police officer? You think the young brother that saw his father murdered by the police is going to want to grow up to live that example? So basically, what's happening here is we have a different community. We have a different community in Lynn from the community that existed 25 years ago. But the police are the same. And anybody from our community that joins the police has to adhere to them, because they've been here. So if anybody has had a job where the outspoken person gets fired, it's the same over there. It's the same over there. So what's happening is there needs to be a change within the police force. There needs to be a change in the police force that reflects our current